Court, the movie podcast where Sean
and Mampy
watch it, talk shit, and most importantly, eat shit. We are the law.
And guess what we saw?
Oz, the Great and Powerful, the movie from a long time ago.
Yes, the movie. We figured that since we saw Wicked, we would stick with the theme.
We would stick it.
Of Wizard of Oz.
Since we saw Wicked, we would stick it with the theme of
Wizard
of the Oz of the Diddly Doz.
We can't. We wouldn't want to see him as in the role, but it does have very Cosby.
Wizard of it. Now, sometimes I can get I feel like I have to sort of do a drunk voice, and then once I'm doing the drunk voice, if I can change. No.
It's like a drunk person being stretched through a black hole.
Yeah. Don't forget the No, it's not. That's sort of like old Jewish guy.
Yeah.
Man, I had it the other night. I regret having it the other night, but I had it the other night, but
you really have to work at it,
who really wants to hear a Bill Cosby impression?
Yeah, that's the beauty of it. You can throw away all that work because no one wants to hear it.
Yeah.
Isn't that beautiful?
For allegedly doing hundreds of horrible crimes.
Allegedly doing all the things he did.
Yeah, allegedly being very
evil.
People are saying he's evil.
How long until it has like the Michael Jackson treatment where people are like, they just seem to completely have their brain wiped and they're like, oh man, the king of pop. The king of
tough
jokes. Yeah.
It's tough because Michael Jackson, I feel like it's easier to... For me, it's easier to divorce because I can listen to it.
True. You
I don't have to look at his face.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I could listen to his records, like the Bill Cosby records, which are probably still hilarious. But it's tough. It's very tough.
It's hard.
I think... This has always been my opinion.
Yes.
One of the reasons I like movies is because there's like hundreds of people who work on a movie.
Sure.
So like you can be like, well, sure, Bill Cosby's bad. But think about the 175 other people who are perfectly nice people.
That's very true.
Who did a real hard job. I mean, if it's
did a great job.
That's one of the tough parts about Michael Jackson is it's like, well, he's like one of 12 people who worked on the album.
True.
So like 1/12 of the people who worked on the album.
That is true.
Are pretty bad people.
Are pretty bad.
And that's one of the reasons that stand-up is the worst art. And one of the reasons where people who like stick up for like bad, creepy, rapist stand-ups are bad people is because there's just one guy.
Yeah, it's
There's no percentage.
No,
if you go to see him, that 100% of the people you're watching
are
allegedly.
Yeah. It is crazy.
And allegedly doing bad things.
Or you hear people like, "Oh yeah, that's my hero," and you're like, "Still after everything."
If you want to like at least, do some spinning or something, say like, "Well, he's so his material, I try to separate." At least some people don't even say that. Like, if someone says that, sometimes like, oh, okay, well, you're trying.
Yeah.
You're realizing that he's done bad things. But, hey, we watched Oz. Speaking of
separating the art from artist, I had to do that for Sam Raimi for this movie.
What did Sam Raimi do?
It's just tough. It's tough for me. It's tough for me to see.
Because he directed Doctor Strange 2?
Yeah. No.
He hasn't. Has he done bad things?
No. I thought he directed this, but I guess not.
Sam Raimi directed this, yes.
Okay, then yeah, that's what it was.
Oh, are you saying this is a horrible movie?
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
I hated it, but
dang.
We'll get into it.
Okay.
I was just like, my boy, what happened?
What have you they massacred my boy.
I mean, what happens is, I guess you get a ton of money, and and a studio's like, do this, but we want it in this exact way.
Yeah.
And probably kept messing with it and made it worse and worse, maybe. Who knows?
But we watched Oz, the Great and
We
Powerful,
did.
directed by Sam Raimi, starring James Franco, who's also a bad person, allegedly.
Yeah.
And we watched it, and this is what happens in the movie. Have you seen Wizard of Oz?
Yes.
Well, that's sort of what happens. Mr. James Franco plays Oscar Zoroaster Dibble Dibble Beeble. He's got a long name, but everyone calls him Oz.
Mm-hmm.
And he is a magician and a con man. And he gets caught banging lots of babes, which is, hey, cool. And then he gets swept up into a tornado. And then he goes from Kansas to the land of Oz, where he meets various people from Oz. You know, he meets Theodora.
Yeah, Theodora.
Is that her name?
Theodora.
A lady.
The lady.
No spoilers.
Red hat lady.
Played by Mila Kunis. He meets Rachel Weisz, playing Bata Baba. What is her character name?
I don't. It's something like that.
It's like another Dadadora.
Amadora. Clamadora.
Green Jewel Lady.
Green Jewel lady.
He meets a lot of different people. And then Oz stuff happens. He has to go on a journey to kill the witch. He may or may not find out things about the witch. I feel like almost everything in this movie is a spoiler, but basically he goes down the yellow brick road and he meets some friendly faces, and they go on a journey, and then what really happens is Oz has to realize that even though he's a con man, even though he's a cheat, maybe deep down inside, he's a good man.
Maybe.
And I gotta be honest, I know you hated this movie. I thought it was okay. I thought it was pretty good.
Hey, that's fun.
Maybe it's because people were like, this is the worst movie ever, and then I watched it and I was like, you know, this is definitely doesn't look as bad as Wicked for sure.
Lighting wise,
Yes.
it is more of a cinematic look and saturated.
There's just colors.
Yeah,
just
it doesn't
regular
look
colors.
better green screen wise. That's some. I'll get to it. But
There's some really bad green screen. Yes, I will agree with that. But I think that's all we can say without spoiling it.
yeah, probably. I think we should leave it there.
If you're a rabid Sam Raimi fan like I am, you might find some things to like, because there's still those Raimi-esque touches.
Yeah, they're in there.
There's some spooky things that happen and things jump out at you. There's some, just some jokes.
Here and there.
If you like the
sprinkled.
jokes, I liked some of them. Mampy hated all of them.
Yeah.
Did you hate every joke?
I liked some of it.
All right. And that's the movie. Spoiler free, but actually, I don't need to spoil yet because I'd like to talk about some fellas and some ladies and some folks with an X at Magic Mind.
Oh.
We talked about it last week.
Yes, we did.
Mampy, you have tasted it, and you have had like 3 or 4 now.
Yeah, 3. I think 4 altogether.
Yeah.
And I tell you what.
Tell me about Magic Mind. How has it been treating you?
So it actually came in completely, to use internet language, clutch.
Oh.
Maybe that isn't internet. Maybe it was in real life. Someone has actually uttered that word. But
I feel like that might be I guess nothing is pre-internet now. The past doesn't exist. But
it doesn't. That's one
but
thing I learned.
But it did come in clutch. It absolutely came in clutch.
After using Magic Mind, I've realized the past doesn't exist, and neither does the future. It's only the present right now, baby. In the moment. There's only one moment, and it's magic. So what happened was I had this animation project I needed to get done.
Uh-oh.
Tight-ass deadline. That I was like, no, I can't get through it. I was squeezing through this little crack. And I got through because of Magic Mind, because I was able to focus. I woke up and went, whoa, I feel awake, alert, and I'm getting this S done.
That's crazy.
And I think it was essential to me finishing that job. So thank you, Magic Mind. I appreciate it.
Magic Mind, it's tasty. Mm-hmm. It's a little sweet. It's a little spicy.
Little tangy.
It's a little tangy. It's all three of those. It's got a lot of caffeine.
Yeah, it does. You go, woo.
But it's not like, you said it last week, it's like green tea caffeine, so it doesn't quite feel like you're gonna die. Like, if you have too much coffee, you're like, I hate this. I feel so much anxiety.
I haven't heard the science on it, but I still hold that is true. I feel so much better on green caffeine. I believe you.
Yeah. You're the smartest person I know, Mampy.
Wow, that's not great, but
sad but true.
Wait, because you're the smartest person I know. Hold up,
just two dummies.
Yeah, but not anymore.
No,
because we've been drinking.
The moment we had Magic Mind, we went beep, 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 and the numbers were flying around our head.
Yeah. You know how when Neo only sees golden code? Yes. That's how I felt. I was like, I am awake.
I jumped into Agent Smith and made his head explode.
Yeah.
And then his eyeball and part of his face flew towards the camera.
That would be a great Magic Mind ad. They should think about that.
Hey, it's probably easy to get that. Probably cheap.
Yeah.
To get some footage from The Matrix.
The Matrix, yeah. Or remake it with us. We'll do it.
We'll happily
put us in green screen.
Hey, tweet at us at Magic Mind. No, tweet at us at Food Court Cast. Let us know. But if you want 20% off on your first order, you can go to magicmind.com/FCM20 for 20% off. Yeah. I think when I went, it didn't ask for a code, but if it asks for a code, the code is FCM20. So you go /FCM20 and you do FCM20. So that is
spell
Magic
out
Mind.
20?
What?
Do they spell out 20 or do they write the number?
The number 20.
Okay, just want to make sure.
So if they had to spell it out, I would just say don't bother. But luckily, Magic Mind is smart and they just did the number 20.
Thank God.
That is magicmind.com/FCM20 for 20% off your first order. And since our brains are ready to go, let's talk about gyros.
All right.
This may be short on yours end, but I got a lot of them.
Lamb gyro. I mean, first we got to talk about states. What state of mind did you go into watching this?
I felt fine.
You felt fine?
I always feel great when I'm not working.
That's amazing.
Anytime I'm not at work, I feel it's just work.
Yeah.
I hate to work.
I am kind of like that, except for... like also outside of work, there's like 20% of the time during the winter where I'm like,
is it cold?
It's cold. It's dark. It gets dark at 4 p.m. here.
I'm like, man. Bring it on. The movies are my son.
Are my son, yeah.
Sad but true.
I need to start watching the movies on like warm mode so it feels like sunlight hitting me.
That's kind of a good idea.
Yeah. Then I feel more because it's cold light. That cold LED.
I mean, it depends on the movie.
Light. I guess so.
This film is full of warm light.
It is
whether you like it or not.
Whether you like it or
admit
not,
it's full it is warm light.
You cannot deny there's colors in the film everywhere.
And as we know, it's just such a breath of fresh air.
Yeah,
for there to be colors.
Yes.
In a movie.
It is nice.
You know, you watch Deadpool and Wolverine. Every color is like pale pink.
Yeah.
Deadpool's outfit is like someone spilled cranberry juice on your orange pants.
Why won't they just let things be colorful?
Just make them colorful.
We want things to pop. How to Train Your Dragon remake. I mean, yes, that place was gray in the animation, but it was still colorful.
And it's especially weird just because it's like, well, okay, maybe everyone's trying to be fucking David Fincher or some shit. Trying to be like early 2000s David Fincher where everything was like gray. but it doesn't fucking make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
For your comic book or cartoon movie. You're remaking a cartoon.
Yeah.
Put some fucking colors in it, you
We
fucking
wanted it
moron.
to be gritty. I was like, come on.
Yeah, the dragon, his mom molested him. Wow. This is heavy shit, man.
This is too much, too dark. Yeah, I don't think they needed to add that. I think that was a little odd. Other than that, I loved it, but I was like, wait, what?
How to unmolest your dragon.
We need to do that. I mean, is that what he's doing? I don't know if it was right for him to approach Toothless, one, and to add that tail augmentation. It's like, maybe you need to let nature take its course.
I agree.
Get out of the way so mommy nature can do what she does best.
Yeah. Which is talk about the heroes.
Yeah.
What's the best part of Oz the Great and Powerful? Well, I'll tell you in my opinion, Mampy. Mm-hmm. It was Michelle Williams.
Oh, wow. I did not expect you to say that.
Did you hate her?
No, I thought she did. Of the options, I thought she did pretty dang good.
I think she's sort of perfect for this tone.
Yeah, absolutely.
She has this sweetness and like this kindness and this goodness, and it doesn't feel. And it's very difficult to produce this in what is sort of an ironic tone a lot of the times, because like Oz's basic tone is like he's a con man. He thinks he's a piece of shit. He thinks of himself as like a bad person.
Yeah, he's like, I am bad.
And so that's how he goes through life. And then Michelle Williams comes in, and she is so unironically like good and sweet and nice. Yes. And her like outfit's really cool, and she's just like really is awesome in it, I think.
She's like, hey, I'm a good
I'm a good witch.
I'm a good witch. Sorry.
What do you want about it?
Well, like I said, it's not a spoiler. Everyone knows she's the good witch.
Yeah. Well, I guess her name is Glinda.
Yeah, her name's Glinda.
Hey, we're spoiling. Hey. By the way, I mean,
it's tough with a movie that's 45, 50 years old. It's like... Yeah, if you haven't seen it...
I mean...
That's okay.
Like, Wizard of Oz must be like 75, 80 years old, and this movie's like 17 years old. Who knows?
Yeah, something.
So, and there's really... No, it goes the way you would expect it to.
It really does.
In like a regular movie where, Oz thinks that he's a bad guy and he thinks he sucks and all he cares about is wanting to be great.
Yes.
But does he realize that he could be good? He does, eventually. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. He realizes he's good. I like Michelle Williams. That's all. Take that. What are you going to do about it, man?
I will agree. She did good.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I buy it. You are Glinda.
Yeah.
And I bought her as the 1920s. I don't know if it's 1920s. Whatever. 1910s.
Hey.
The Kansas era.
The good old days.
Yeah.
Wait, when was it? Because they were he was talking about Edison. Man, if I wasn't an idiot, I would know when Edison was doing his thing.
I go back and forth between, like, if knowing stuff makes you smart or if it's just like, well, all that's dumb, too, so who cares? Oh, I don't know when a dude did something. Like, in the grand scheme of the universe, no one knows who the fuck Edison is.
Wow.
You think Zorblon is up there going, Thomas Edison? He doesn't give a shit about that.
So why is Zorblon a grandpa?
Grandpa
Thomas Edison.
Back in my day.
We used to talk about Thomas Edison. Oh, he invented electricity. We didn't even know about it back then. We saw him with our seers. And we used his ideas, and wow, god damn it, we made good shit. Mm-hmm. What's good about this movie, man? Can you dare say good things about this movie?
I'll try. My beef lamb gyro, my favorite part of the picture. I thought it was very funny. It is a bit dark, I guess, but I liked it.
I like funny things.
there's a scene between our dear James Franco and this China girl, as they call her. She is a maid of China, the fine China, and she can break easily.
Yes.
Is China is different from porcelain? It's like a different, or is it a type of porcelain? Who knows?
Hey, tweet at us if you are a master of
fine.
What even art do you do to
plate work?
Plates. If you are a plate master, tweet at us at Food Courtcast. Let us know. What's the difference between china and porcelain and enamel? What's enamel? Does anybody know? Tweet at us.
I have no idea.
Who the fuck knows?
There's so many materials where I'm just like, well, that exists. I don't know how it comes to be in any way.
Agreed.
Maybe we should know how to make that because it could go away. Nah, somebody's gonna make it.
Once I'm dead, I don't care. Honestly.
Yeah, you're gone.
I don't have kids. I will never have kids.
You're not gonna live as long as Zorblon, that's for sure.
I am not. Zorblon has hard drives.
Endless hard drive.
And physical copies of reams of information about China.
Both the country and the material.
Yes.
Okay, I have to get to it. He's talking to the little China girl. She's been very sad this whole movie. She's had a rough life.
Yeah, her
she's so fragile.
Family was smashed.
Smashed. Everything was destroyed. Her legs were broken into pieces.
Up, yeah.
But he fixes her, gets her back going. This is like one of the few things he's actually really. It's like, oh, he genuinely cares. He's like helping her out. You start to see a bit of the light come in.
Yeah.
I don't remember I think this is towards the end of the movie, but James Franco leans down to her and I think he tells her what he would wish for.
Oh, yeah.
And then she goes, know what I'd wish for? And then he goes, a pretty dress? And she goes, my family back. And I was like, oh, damn, dude.
It's rough.
Ouch. But also funny.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, damn.
It's a good bit.
Because he's like, oh, right.
It's going to happen.
Yeah.
And it's a good bit. And you might have hated it. But also, I liked the callback to that. When he's giving gifts to everyone in his crew. And he's like, hey, I got you a gift. I know I'm not the kind of wizard who can make wishes come true.
Yeah.
But here's my gift to you. And he points at all the friends they've made along the way, and he says, there they are. It's your new family. Isn't that nice? And I thought that was nice and sweet, and I liked it. So, there. I also really, I don't know if you cared about this, but I liked the China doll repair when they first meet. And she's like, fix me, use magic. And it's like the first moment when he begins to realize that, like, within this world, he does know magic.
Yeah.
That, like, illusions are, in fact, magic. And that, like, if you make someone believe something, it's real.
Yeah.
Which is kind of
Very
cool.
true. Yeah.
And he, like, uses glue, which is magic, to repair her legs. And I just thought it was kind of sweet and lovely. And I thought especially, like, in that part at least, the CGI is questionable in a lot of parts.
Yeah.
But I thought the animation of the China doll often, but especially in that part, was quite good.
Yeah, I feel like some of those scenes were like the most integrated.
Yes.
Where it like felt like a 3D space with like these people are together. Like her and I feel like they put most of the budget into making her just like really good looking.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, she's a pretty cool character.
Yeah.
And I like that like none of the characters are like that special, really. Like they're all just kind of regular. Like she's just a little fragile girl who could break at any point.
Yeah.
The little monkey's like kind of incompetent and silly, but I love the monkey. I thought a lot of people I read reviews are like Zach Braff was miscast, awful, and I was like, I thought he did pretty good as the monkey. Yeah, he sounded like a monkey to me.
I don't know.
I thought he was good, and I thought he was cute. His little smile.
He is kind of adorable. His little outfit.
I thought great character design. I thought he was fun.
Yeah, agreed.
I think those elements were designed well.
I agree.
Yeah.
You know what else I liked?
What?
I got 2 more things, and this may be controversial.
Uh-oh.
I liked Nook's fanfare.
Yeah.
They did a long-running bit. Mm-hmm. There's, what is his name? Something Cox.
Something Cox.
He's the little person who's in Bad Santa.
Yes,
and
yes.
other things. Mm-hmm. He's sassy. Is it Joey? Johnny? Hey.
Joey Johnny.
Tony?
Tony.
I think it is Tony. Is it Tony? Hey, tweet at us. Who is that guy?
If you are him,
but he plays
please.
Nook. He's one of the Munchkins, but he works at the castle, hanging out in the Emerald City. And he's always trying to play a fanfare. He's got his little horn. He wants to play a fanfare so fucking bad. And every time someone's like, no, please don't play a fanfare.
Yeah, no, we're good.
And then finally, at the end, Glinda and Oz are doing a kissy.
Uh-oh.
And Nook plays his fanfare. And I thought it was funny. It was a good fanfare.
Yeah, that part was good.
I liked it.
I like that he finally got to do... It is nice to sprinkle in those bits where it's like, okay, finally the payoff is here.
Yes.
And don't overdo it. I don't think they overdid it.
They did it like 5 times maybe.
Yeah,
4
like,
times?
4 times maybe.
But it wasn't so much they were like, Jesus, you're not going to play the fanfare.
I did like the kiss scene and the projection shadow. I was like, that was a nice little moment. And I always assumed that Glinda and the wizard were, familiar with each other.
I mean, 2 hotties.
Yeah, and she, in the Wizard of Oz, she's like, you gotta go to the wizard. You gotta see this wizard. Even though she knows he's a scam artist.
Yeah.
She's like, go see him.
I mean, yeah.
I think, now here's the question.
Yeah.
Was it all to get the wizard back home? Because he wanted to go too, right? He was like, all right, I'm ready to get back.
Yeah.
Maybe Glinda was like, maybe I'll give this to you. I'll get you back home.
Wow.
I haven't watched Wizard of Oz in a long time, so I'm making a lot of just random guesses.
Hey.
But
something happened, I bet.
Something happened.
I bet there were characters, and they were up to something.
Yeah, especially since this is like retroactively putting things on them. They probably aren't.
I wonder, because it said it was based on the book, booked on the base. It was based on the books. Now, I'm sure they have to put that for everything. But I wonder what... I feel like Frank L. Baum wrote like 6 or 7 or 8 or a lot of books.
Yeah, there were a lot.
I'm sure some of this shit is in there, right?
Surely.
Who knows? What I want to talk about...
Yeah.
Before we talk shit... is the final fight.
Oh, yes.
I thought this was fun.
They did it well. This is when I was into the movie. I was like, okay, here we go.
I felt like this is just like this is a classic movie thing where like, what if this group of goofs, the Bakers and the Munchkins and the Tinkers, they all come together and they use their special skills.
You gotta use your
to make something special. And they just use fireworks and shit and smoke. Yeah. And I thought it was really fun. I thought the smoke, for the most part, looked okay.
Yeah.
And I thought the way things came together was pretty fun. The fact that, like, his entire idea was bullshit.
Yeah.
And he was going to bullshit people and make, like, a fun show. And it worked.
Boy, he did it.
Yeah.
I really like that they use the balloon, like, they blow up the balloon.
Yes.
Because they pretend like, oh no, he's just leaving us.
That's a good bit.
And then they blow up the balloon, and then out of the balloon comes the smoke, and he's like, now I'm a spirit.
Yeah.
I thought that was fun.
It was really cool.
That was a fun idea. I was like, oh.
Good job, guys.
Good job. You did it.
You didn't like anything else, right?
I like that bit. I did like when he's like shooting fireworks out of his mouth. That was fun.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
And the witches are like, ow, ouch. Yeah.
Ow, that hurt.
Ow. Yeah. I thought maybe the fight was a little goofy, but I did like when Rachel Weisz loses her green pendant and turns into a Evil Dead woman.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
There should be more Evil Dead women.
I was like, here we go, Sam.
There should be more Evil Dead women.
And I liked, for the most part, when like the people fly and stuff, because it looks mostly real. Like they're on wires. At least in that scene, it's like, okay. It reminded me of like Drag Me to Hell or something.
Yes.
That like weird. I mean, I think that might be CG in that movie, but
I think I bet some of it is.
Nothing beats that goat talking though in Drag Me to Hell. I love that. I'm sorry. I think that movie's great. I think it's so funny.
Anybody who thinks it is not great is stupid.
Sorry.
I just think it's an amazing movie. I watched it like a few weeks ago, and it absolutely kicks ass.
I remember loving it. I thought this.
Watch it again. Cool. You'll love it again.
You'll love it again.
It's so much fun.
It is a blast.
It's like it's almost everything good about this movie, Oz the Great and Powerful, but just also there's like a lady who pukes up bugs.
Who doesn't want that?
It's fucking awful.
I want you to look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, what do you really not want that?
And I think it's somehow PG-13 because there's like not that much blood, but there's just like bug puke.
Freaky. Yeah.
Somehow bug puke is fine.
PG-13 for bug puke.
Yeah.
I love when that eyeball opens in the food they're eating. I was like, oh, God.
Yep.
Creepy.
Yep.
That movie's creepy. And sometimes very scary. I remember being like, I don't
That's because it's a masterpiece.
Yeah.
It's all those things because it's Sam Raimi, the man, at his best. Or at least that close to his best.
Yeah. This movie, not but it was interesting to see him.
Best.
He's doing something else.
Yes, absolutely.
He's trying something else. I mean, Spider-Man, that was him trying something else and nailed it.
Fucking nailed it.
That's a colorful, exciting movie.
Yeah. Spider-Man 2.
Oh my God, even better.
Yep. Spider-Man 3.
Also fun.
Yeah. Another one that's not as bad as people think it is.
I know. It's a fun time.
Fun. It's stupid.
They constantly just are comparing it to the other two. It's
of course it's not as good as Spider-Man 2.
3s are always, well, not always, but I feel like 3s can be a throwaway.
Often.
It's like, here's an extra if you want it.
Hey, if you like this, hey, take this.
Take this.
I also think, I don't know why I'm talking about Spider-Man 3.
Me neither.
I mean, I sort of do, but I don't.
Hey.
But I think, and this is the main problem, is that there's like 17 villains.
Yeah, too many villains.
If you don't make them have 17 villains, if you have two even
max.
2 is a lot, but just have 2.
2, but they gotta be working together within 10 minutes, because otherwise it's just like we're jumping around so much.
Yes.
And don't make James Franco turn into the just let him be James Franco the whole movie.
Yeah.
Just be his buddy.
Yeah.
Oh, which bad guy would you have cut out? That's a good question.
I feel like Sandman is cooler.
Yeah.
And though some of the CG is a little weird in that, I feel like the Sandman being a big sand monster is cool.
Yes, it is neat.
And it's also a different thing. Like, he's fighting a lot of people who are roughly his same size.
Yeah.
In the other
exactly.
one. And so it's cool to have, this big monster coming at him, and he's got a...
Whoa, yeah.
I don't know. Hey, speaking of the worst parts of Oz the Great and Powerful, Mampy.
Yes.
The spotlight's on you. Get it going.
I hate to say it.
Don't hate.
Because it's very obvious. And I've seen her do great in a lot of stuff. But I have to say my low main is the Wicked Witch herself.
Mila Kunis?
Mila Kunis, Theodora. Just didn't do it for me. Acting-wise, as a character, story-wise, none of it worked for me. And I was like, I get that you want a Wicked Witch, Green Witch in it, but the way she gets to that is so quick.
Yeah.
And she just is so adamantly evil from that point on, where you're like, I don't understand why the catalyst is not big enough for you to just be awful now. Like, it just didn't make any sense to me. I was like, what? It was so quick that I was like, y'all had one day together. Like, what? It just was so, I was like, huh? I'm confused by why she's so evil.
It's all about young love, man.
Yeah, I guess.
Sometimes young love really gets into your brain.
Really gets in there. It just was confusing to me.
It is very confusing. I thought, strangely, though I thought lots of the design was great, I thought the design of her head was weird.
Yeah, it looked odd.
Like, the shape of it was strange.
It was very... Yeah, something about it just didn't quite work for me.
It didn't seem like it was the right shape or something.
Yeah, something was off.
I will say, first witch with, like, a push-up bra, which is a great idea. Really amazing idea.
Really?
And smart. Sam Raimi's smart. He's like, everybody likes a nice boob.
Hey, it goes back to Star Trek days. Green, blue women.
Yeah.
People are like, whoa.
Or is that the special edition?
That's the special edition.
Fuck. Special edition.
Zabba-dooba-dee-ba-dee.
That is maybe the only good part of the special edition, though. Because it's so awful that it's kind of good.
Yeah.
Appétit, wabadi, shabado, wabadi.
Deepy-deepy-tappa-tappa. Oh, man, I want to go there.
Take me there.
Take me there, baby.
Take me there to fucking joke. I don't know where the fuck they are. Bobu, Dabu.
Bobu's hideout.
It must be weird. Because you definitely, if you're writing that movie, or any sci-fi movie, you have to be completely unembarrassed about it.
I mean...
Because otherwise, you're like, let's go to planet Jabadar.
Yeah. And to, like, write it...
good, Jabadar. Yeah.
You know people are going to have to say Jabadar out loud.
Yes!
And then that serious moment.
No, Jabadar!
They've taken him to Jabadar! Like, it's like, oh,
Pee-pee-tai! Oh no!
Oh no!
My mother, pee-pee-tai!
X2100, don't go! Like, it's like, oh god, it is so goofy.
It's pretty silly.
I mean, fantasies know better.
That's true.
Horthrax, you mustn't leave us. Like,
I must go. Horthrax must fight.
The Grand Hall. Minotoothist's Grand Hall, where waits us all. Dumb.
We will meet again in the Hall of Manitoothists.
Underneath the fourth realm of the gods of Meracorn. Like, it's just insanity. It's just like, what?
Hey.
But it's fun. We're having fun. It's just a fun time.
If you're dummies like we are, you're like, oh yeah. You're going to the fourth realm? Shit!
Did you see the title? They released the title of the next film.
They're going to fourth realm.
Fourth realm.
Okay, this is what sucks. I think strangely some of the CGI looks okay.
Yeah, some
of the characters look good.
Yeah.
I thought the flying monkeys were much scarier than almost all other flying monkeys.
Yeah, the baboons and the wings. I was like, oh god.
Yeah, I thought they were quite
creepy.
scary. I thought some of the backgrounds looked great.
Yeah.
I think it's weird because it seems like the way that they look the worst is when people are moving through it.
Absolutely.
But like the kind of shots where it's like, they're walking down the yellow brick road, or they're, big wide shot, or they're doing some kind of speech, like the times when Oz is doing a speech in front of the mountains or something.
Yeah.
I thought the backgrounds were quite beautiful. But moving through space, some of that shit looks bad.
It looks really bad.
And there's like weird shot. There's one especially that I remember. It's when he first gets to Oz. Mm-hmm. It's named after him. He's not even there yet. And the camera's like moving around him, and there's like these big bell flowers.
Yeah.
And it's like moving around him and underneath him, and the scale of all that shit is insane.
Yeah.
It does not work.
When you brought it up, that was immediately the shot I thought of. I was like, what the hell?
It is
This doesn't
insane.
make any sense.
And not in like a surreal way, just in like a, what the fuck is this shit way.
Yeah, exactly.
It is really bad.
Really, really
And
rough.
it seems like a lot of close-ups and I have no idea why it's harder, but a lot of like close-ups in front of CGI backgrounds look fucking weird.
They look very strange.
Why is that?
I mean, it's this weird thing where like you have to really shoot the footage in a way where it still gives off a 3D space. Mm-hmm. With like, even though you're gonna key out the background, and I think having the people, I don't know if that really does anything, but having people physically far away from the green screen, I mean, which I'm sure they did, but it just sometimes makes everything flatten. Like even if you put a background, you're like, this just isn't. I'm not getting any sense of space.
Yes,
at all. That's why that like the new style of shooting with that LED screen, at least it's like, okay, there's light coming at you and you feel immersed in it. Like that is a way better, I think, for some things. Sometimes it doesn't. It looks a little weird too.
Honestly, I think the parts where they are on a set, but there's like backgrounds.
Yeah.
Mostly work great. But just like it is the points when they like cease to exist in a real world at all.
Yeah.
Where it's like there's a head and it's sort of floating around in a nothingness. Where it's like, this looks fucking stupid.
That's rough for me. Those moments.
It looks fucking stupid.
It's very Alice in Wonderland movie, like the live action, the one live person and everything else fake.
Yes.
Movie. It just, you start to lose kind of interest because nothing's real. It starts to make me go like, would I have liked Oz the Great and Powerful more if once he got to Oz, everything was animated, even him.
Yeah.
Like, the whole world was an animated. Like I almost feel like I would, because it would at least fit more. Like it would make more sense. It just it looks so. I just don't. I almost never like it. Like when it's just one person composited into a fake world.
Yes.
Unless it's a comedy, like, and it's supposed to look bad. Like,
sure.
That works. That's fine because it is dumb and whatever. But when you're trying to be like, oh, we're gonna sweep you away into this magical world, it's like, like it's hard to sweep me away when I'm just like, that's just James Franco floating on.
Yes.
Nothing.
Most of the magical, like the stuff that actually works as magical, is like in these cool sets.
Yes.
Like the throne room just looks cool. Yeah. And like, the little town, I don't know where the fuck they are, but the town where all the motherfuckers are.
The town.
It looks cool.
Yeah, it's like, all
because it's like, there's a building, there's a building, there's some real stairs.
Real things are there, yeah. It's so refreshing.
People.
I mean, honestly, even if you do a giant green screen studio with real elements, like, in the way, like, that can go like,
such a big difference.
Something to make it seem like there is space.
Yeah.
It's that Star Wars prequel effect where it's just like, all of this is fake and they don't look like they're in the room at all.
Yeah.
It's just like, I can't do it.
Yeah. It's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
I thought of a good thing, though.
Oh.
I hate to bring a good thing into the bad things.
Rewind, take it back.
I thought basically everything in the black and white world was awesome.
Yeah, I agree. I thought that's why I was like, okay, maybe this movie won't be so bad.
This is a Raimi movie. It feels like a Raimi movie. It's got like the tone of a Raimi movie, but it's got also that like really well done, I thought, heartstrings pulling.
Yeah.
Where like he does this magical thing and he makes her float. And then the girl in the wheelchair is like, make me walk.
Yeah, I was like,
and he's
damn.
Like, I can't. It's really fucking rough.
Yeah, that was an intense scene.
Yeah.
But I did like when they were like, wires, I see wires, but that was part of the bit. That was really nice.
Yeah. Like, and I thought that was just like, well, this is just good.
Yeah.
This is going to be a pretty good movie, huh?
There were parts where I thought he was okay, but I just don't think James Franco was the right choice for me. Yeah. He just like, there's times where it's just he's not acting at all. He's just standing there saying lines. That's what bums me out. I'm like, I wish you were. I don't know. So he just doesn't quite sell it for me. And everyone else was like, I feel like at least, well, I don't know. Mila Kunis was trying.
Yes.
I just don't.
I thought Mila Kunis was much better as a person than as a witch.
Yes, much better as a yeah, I was like, oh, I just thought there should have been like 30 more minutes of them together or so, like on an adventure or something to make them make any sense. It just didn't make any. They spend probably 2 scenes together, and then she's evil.
A nice evening.
Yeah, and I was like, and that just still, I just didn't.
They spend a nice
that.
Evening together.
The nice evening. I also was kind of confused as to like, so the witches are evil and they know they're evil, but because they're like, go kill the wicked witch.
Yes.
But they know they're the bad witches the whole time.
They know they're bad. Well, I think let's call her
Green Lady does
Green Necklace.
Green Necklace. Isadora, is that her name?
Isadora, yes. Isadora and Theodora. Isadora is bad the whole time and she knows she's bad.
Yes.
Theodora thinks that she's part of the good.
Okay, right.
Is what I got from it. She thinks she's doing good.
At least at first.
Yes, at first she thinks she's doing good and she believes that Glinda killed her father and is the bad witch.
Yeah.
And most of the people in the town believe that too. I think,
yeah.
and that's why when all this stuff starts crashing down, they're like, "What the fuck is this shit?
Yeah.
Fuck you, you fucking asshole!
You effer!
Why'd you lie to us?"
Yeah.
And then when they see the smoke, they're like, "Oh shit!
Oh,
That's the wizard, baby!
That is the wizard."
I also now this was just after whatever the weird head was in Wicked, but I was like, "Oh, there's smoke. Good."
Yeah, I like the smoke.
Why is there a fucking robot?
I think they should have just done Jeff Goldblum's head in smoke. I think that would have looked better.
Yes.
I don't know why they did the robot thing. That was odd.
It makes no fucking sense.
Yeah.
It looks 1 million times worse?
Yeah.
Maybe 100 million times worse?
I just don't get, like, I get that he's like an inventor and stuff, but I mean, smoke and mirrors makes sense with magic and illusions, so just keep it this. That was an odd choice.
Cool. Projecting things on smoke is really fucking beautiful.
Yeah. That was an odd choice.
It looks fucking beautiful.
And imagine had they just ripped the monkeys from this movie into Wicked, they would have looked scary.
The monkey differences are insane, because the ones in Wicked do not look scary at all.
No, they're just chilling. They're like, hey.
Even when they make a face and people are like pretending to be scared, it's like, what the fuck are you scared of?
Yeah.
That doesn't look scary.
That doesn't look scary.
That looks like, that's sort of like a cute looking monkey.
It's a sweet guy who now has wings.
Yeah. But in fucking Oz, you're like, oh shit. These guys look fucking mean.
Yeah.
And they keep jumping out.
I guess I didn't realize that. So in Wicked, the Wicked Witch's name is Elphaba, and in this it's Theodora. And I was like, I wonder, did the wicked person just make up Elphaba? I don't know.
I don't fucking know.
No idea.
Are
they different?
Are they alternate timelines?
Maybe.
Tweet us if you understand this shit. Tweet at us. I think maybe you can't. It may be one of those things where you just cannot understand it. Or
maybe they didn't have the rights, so they couldn't use Elphaba or something. I don't know. Who knows?
Interesting.
I don't know. I really don't know. Someone probably is like, let me step in here. Actually.
Please do.
Yeah, I would love to know.
I would love to know.
I have no idea.
My final thoughts on Oz the Great and Powerful. I thought sometimes it looks like shit.
Yeah.
But now this is all based on the fact that I was told that it was like horrible garbage. Like really the worst shit that ever existed. That is like the general thought of it. I was like, well, this isn't garbage. Especially since the end, I think, for like the last 20 minutes, maybe even 30, is like pretty straight up fun and good.
I feel like it really came into its own there and was like, okay, they're landing this a lot better than the liftoff was rough, I thought. I mean, other than the black and white. Once they get to the world, that's when it's like, ooh, this is a little off. But
looks like,
it's
like nothing.
Little bits of goodness inside. Yeah. And then a fun ending.
Yes, I thought the fun ending, yeah.
But I just really a lot of stains. The witch, like, there's a couple points, like when she first appears, I had seen screenshots and I thought it looked cool, but watching it, I didn't think it looked as good. I was like, oh, this doesn't look that cool. When she, like, appears the first time.
Oh, yes.
There was a screenshot I saw where I was like, oh, that looks sick, but it just didn't quite work. Anyway.
I like her in, I do also like the fact that, like, so many of the evil characters are at least given moments of mystery.
True, yeah.
Like, they don't show the scary flying monkeys for a while. Yeah, and they get, like, when the witch is first turned into a big green witch lady, they only show her in profile through firelight, and that part was pretty cool. But yeah, when they show her, it's like,
was fun.
This looks fucking weird.
Yeah, when she goes up to Glinda and she goes, "My pretty one," I was like, that was bad, y'all. Come on. Or when the wizard's like, if you ever change your mind, you can come back. And she's like, never. I was like, this is insane. This is too much. We went too far. Yeah. I was like, it just didn't work.
I didn't realize how much of, like, Spider-Man 2 was, like, ripped off from Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
You see him floating around with the, like, black smoke coming out of it, and you're like, oh, yeah, okay. Oh. Yeah, I get definitely Wizard of Oz.
That's great. That's very true.
I'm done talking about this.
Yeah.
I thought it was not as bad as I thought it would be. But I will say.
There were fun moments, but I will never watch it.
You thought it sucked.
Yeah,
that's fine. You can think it sucked. But you know what didn't suck?
What?
Our pandas for the week. Which means we'd like to talk about the other movies we watched this week. So I'd like you to play the theme song. Pan Express presents Express Yourself.
Time.
About the movies you watched this week. Play that theme song.
Ding 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 bang 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 ding 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 bang bang bang. It's time for the Panda Express. Boop boop, because we got some things to express. Bing bing about the things we watched. Doot doot this week. Ba-dum-ba-dum-bum. Where over the panda.
Ooh.
That's where we talk.
That's beautiful.
About the movies we watched this week. That was pretty good.
I watched another movie.
That was beautiful.
What movie did you watch this week? Did you watch any movies?
Did I bring up Jingle All the Way last week?
No.
Okay, I watched Jingle All the Way.
Is Jingle All the Way terrible?
I have a little bit of nostalgia for it. It's very goofy and has a lot of fun moments. Okay. It's maybe not the best Christmas movie, but it's just a fun time.
It's Arnold, right?
Yeah, it's Arnold.
I love it.
It's all about him trying to get this toy for his son.
Oh, yes.
It's fun. There's a great scene where he's like sitting with Sinbad. Sinbad is in the movie.
Sinbad, hell yeah.
And Sinbad's talking about like how his dad didn't give him a toy. And Sinbad's like drinking back this liquor. And then Arnold looks over and he sees his son in the same outfit. Like, he's like, "Here's to you, Dad." And he's like, I was like, this is really funny. I was like, that's awesome. There's some good bits in it. I really like it.
Check it out.
Check it out.
It's streaming now.
Jingle all the way.
And in theaters.
Maybe. There might be a theater that's
There's probably
showing
some theater on Earth that's playing at some point.
Surely.
Tweet at us at Food Courtcast if you know what theater is playing in. You know what I watched, Mampy?
What did you watch?
The Raid Part 2.
Oh, that's exciting.
Have you seen this film?
Yeah, that's a wild movie.
It's freaking insane. Oof. I talked about The Raid a few weeks ago, maybe. The Raid 2, if you don't know, is an Indonesian action epic.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Big time.
And our character, Rama from the first movie, is in deep. Now he's undercover. It's sort of Infernal Affairs, kind of Departed-ish, where he's undercover as a bad guy.
Oh, yeah.
And he has to do bad things. and bad things keep happening. And there's the mob, and the mob's going against the mob. And there's just some truly badass characters.
Yeah.
There's Rama, who is like a little guy, but he's badass. There's this guy, his name is Mad Dog in the first movie, but he's playing a different character in this one who's got gray hair, and he's completely badass.
He's awesome.
There's a weird guy with like a receding hairline. He's got little, like, kind of angled knives, whatever those are called, tweet at us. There's a lady who's got sunglasses and 2 hammers.
Yes, I love the hammer.
There's a guy who has an aluminum baseball bat and a baseball.
Yes.
And he hits people with both.
Amazing.
It really kicks ass.
I thought it was so fun and such a departure from the first one in a good way, where it's like,
yes,
okay, the first one nailed this one thing. Let's do something just
first one's very pure.
Wild. Yeah.
First one's like, we're in this building. Let's fight. And this one's like, we're in many buildings, and there's many crazy characters.
Let's fight.
Let's fight. Let's fucking fight. And it is really vicious and very sick. Like, the things that people do to each other in this movie are insane.
Not good.
My roommate and I were talking about it. There's lots of moments where Rama, the main character, takes a knife or stabbing weapon, jams it into someone's leg, and then drags it down their leg.
Oh,
he does it like
man.
4 or 5 times, or he's just like dragging pointy things across someone's leg.
Can you imagine? Jeez.
And there's just some like really cool, crazy set pieces. One of my favorites, they're at jail, hanging out at prison, and there's a massive fight in like a muddy pit.
Yeah, that scene.
They're just sitting around
Wild.
what looks like it might have been the baseball field last week, and it's been raining for way too long, and all there is in the middle is mud.
Yeah.
And they're beating the shit out of each other.
It's insane.
And like, it's the way the fight goes is like, go from like this quick cutting action cool stuff, and then there will be these long shots where you're like swinging by people getting their asses beat.
Wow.
There's like a guy with a great big mustache, and like 30 cops are like smashing him with sticks, and he's just like taking it. There's a guy who's getting like his mouth ripped open.
Oh.
Just crazy shit. It's just like real badass.
That's one of those scenes where many actors got hurt doing that stuff. Like,
absolutely. There's no way you can't, especially if you watch the special features, and they had to make it rain.
Oh, God.
So it was the whole time.
Just wet.
And so it was wet. And because it was mud, it just kept getting more wet. So they had to put more dirt to make more mud.
Exactly.
So it got deeper. So it's like harder to walk. And you can see, like, when people are trying to move, how difficult it is for them to simply move from one place to another because they're like in a swamp. It's awesome. It's one of the great movies.
It is insane.
It's fucking insane.
Yeah, I recommend it if you like action stuff.
If you really like action movies and somehow haven't seen The Raid 2, I would be surprised.
Get out there.
But for God's sake, watch it.
You gotta go watch it.
And also be careful, because I had problems with The Raid streaming with the languages and the subtitles. So be careful.
Yeah, it might trick you.
They might try to get you into some English dub, which is just not as good. I think, even though I don't understand it, the acting is pretty good in this movie.
Yeah.
It's like they're cool and they're good, and their in Indonesian or whatever they're speaking in Indonesia sounds really cool. So just watch it with that. And you don't even really need to read that much. There's lots of punching.
Yeah, just watch the punching.
Next week, we are doing our best and worst movies of 2024, plus trivia in combination. They're both.
Okay.
So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do some trivia. We're going to talk about the best and worst movies of 2024.
I love it.
We're going to talk about how weird it is that you can't actually see the movies of 2024 until 2025.
Yeah, odd.
And then we're going to go, well, sorry, these are the ones we've seen.
Yeah, exactly.
What are you going to do about it?
I am gonna try to fit in Y2K, just see if it's.
I would like to see Y2K.
Yeah, I might be.
I'm gonna try to see The Order.
Ooh.
With Jude Law killing white supremacists.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
And The Return with Ralph Fiennes as Odysseus killing some people and being absolutely ripped.
Really? I had not heard of either of these.
He's ripped. Also, for some reason, you haven't seen the 28 Weeks Later teaser trailer. It rules.
Ooh.
Very exciting.
Okay.
Tweet at us at FoodCourtcast. Give us 5 stars on your favorite podcast app. Write us a review. Like, subscribe, share. All of these things help us so much.
Please.
Mampy, It's been such a pleasure.
Always.
On behalf of you, Mampy Hikes, I'm Sean Parrott saying to all those folks out there, bon appetit.